Word. It's your boy King Gino.
And your boy King Rube.
And this is the Pretty Authentic Conversation podcast.
We got a special podcast today. We're breaking down, a special business at hand that's moving good at this point right now. They're doing big things.
Small time.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely gonna let them introduce themselves. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, it's Jabir from Villeside Customs. Thanks for having me on your Pretty Authentic Conversation podcast. I've been watching you guys, man. You guys are making some noise out there.
Yeah, he's gassing.
We're small. We small.
Yeah. So if y'all are aware, obviously I'm co-owner of Villeside and co-owner of Pretty Authentic Conversation podcast. So we're doing something. Me and Jabir is doing something unique. We're doing like a podcast tour. Something we decided to implement in our marketing plan. And this is our first location, obviously, come in-house. So we're going to do this episode. We're going to talk about stuff. Rube's going to ask questions, We're just going to make it chill vibe and be on the lookout for the tour information. We'll be releasing it soon with more details. And we'll go from there, but yeah.
And what's your social media?
At Villeside Customs, you can find basically on most of our. Consistently, it's on all of the platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and soon TikTok.
Oh, okay.
It's actually on TikTok. I put it on there.
Did I just set it up, or you set it up?
No, I set it up. Unless we have two of them.
I have one on my phone, so it might be the same.
I have one on my phone. Hopefully, it's the same.
I got two separate ones.
But yeah, and then after that, you can get ask us information, inquire about orders on our website, villesidecustoms.com.
All right. So, all right, let's start out the gate. So, Villeside Customs. What is Villeside Customs for those folks who don't know?
Man, that is a major question. Now, I'm kidding. So, what is Villeside Customs? Villeside Customs is a local print shop located in Somerville, Mass, where I came from and grew up. It's just it's a local print shop that we cater to, small businesses. We do bigger corporations. We support entrepreneurs, young and upcoming people, startup companies, you name it. We're there pretty much to service them.
Okay, that's good. All right. So y'all basically like a whole entity, a major umbrella for certain like small businesses, people that are trying to get things customized for them or their companies or whatever. Okay, that's good. All right. So now, how did you and King Gino, how did y'all come about?
King Gino and I, man.
You'll say King Gino. Mark Kendi, King Gino.
Mark Kendi. Let's be professional. Mark Kendi.
Not King Gino, because actually it goes to my Instagram and everything, so I'm with it.
So Mark and I, honestly, we came together a few years back. I would say back in 2017. My years might be off, but that's rough. He came into the shop. He was introduced by somebody else called Franz from Lit Life, another local brand that I was making their stuff for. Shout out to Franz Lit Life.
You know Franz, right? Yeah.
Lit Life Clothing. He brought him into the shop, and I was doing his pretty authentic people clothing brand, and I was doing some one-off prints for him, and he really liked the quality. I was doing embroidery for him as well, and from that point, I was actually on the verge then. I don't really share this too much, but I was on the verge then of retiring for whatever reason. I was just gassed out. But I told Mark Kendi, I was like, listen, I have an opportunity. Actually, I proposed it to Mark Kendi and Franz at that time to, join Villeside Customs and just really build it up to like a big time business. But that's kind of how we met and came together.
Yeah. So, basically, I was doing, obviously, PAP. I've been doing that for like 11, 12 years, however long. So I was doing that. And then me and Franz, I've known him since like forever because I know his brother and everything. But we were working together. Yeah. And we were working together. And he hit me. And then one day he took me over to Somerville. We went there, seen the environment, interacted with Jabir. He produced some pieces for me, some unique pieces for me that like I potentially prior would have probably had to produce like quantity of like 24 just to get it produced. So he produced it for me, and I did a fashion show with it. I did a fashion show. I don't remember where, but I have visuals of the fashion show.
I think you did it with Broga.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think the name of the fashion show, like the name it was. Yeah. But we did the fashion show, and once I did the fashion show, basically I continue interacting, getting more stuff done. And then, yeah, we built the bond. And then from there, I was like, all right, there's an opportunity here. Let's make this bigger than what it was. Obviously, when I first came, Jabir had it branded as Villeside Clothing because it was his brand, the Somerville brand that he built from the ground up. And they were doing their thing. And I was like, yeah, let's make something happen of this business that he has going on and combine it with Villeside Clothing. And then, yeah, so we ended up coming up with Villeside Customs because he was making custom pieces for everybody in the Somerville area and just random people, Lit Life, other companies that he was making stuff for. So we made it happen. And yeah, now we're here. Now I'm on tour.
You made it. Now, so with France's Lit Life, were you guys working with each other prior to you linking up with King Gino? Or?
Yeah, I think I was working with Lit Life at least a year.
Yeah. It was a while. Because funny thing is, France had told me about him prior, but he didn't tell me who it was. He was just like, I have someone who can make your stuff. And what happened was I had I had my prior screen printer produce something for France. Mm-hmm. But it was a minimum run. Like I said, it was like 24 T-shirts or whatever. But then he was like, yo, 24, I could do 24, but it's easier when small runs and stuff like that. And then he was like, I have a guy. And then that's how that happened. So yeah, it was a while because I had heard about him before that. I just never moved on it. And then when I finally did down the road, this is where we're at.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So for you, King Gino, so how was the transition for you from PAP Clothing to, all right, let's go to Villeside Customs?
That's a great question. You got some lit questions. You got some lit questions. The transition wasn't bad. At first, obviously, because I had PAP, it was one of those things like I still kept PAP, and he didn't give me any issues with pushing my brand, and he welcomed PAP into Somerville and everything. So that was easy going. And then from there, once I built Villeside Customs with him, I realized that there's an opportunity to build a business that generates revenue while continuing my PAP business. So it's I'm doing everything, man. So it's it worked out. It worked out real well. So it wasn't a major transition. Obviously, the core following for PAP always was PAP. Mm-hmm. But once I did the transition, it just took place in stride. So it worked out. You know what I mean? It wasn't one of those things where I had second guess questions, and sometimes you got to pay attention to what you're doing and grow. So that's what I consider it. PAP's not dead. PAP's here. You need some merch, make the request, I'll make it happen. So it's one of those type of deals.
Okay. Now for Jabir, was it the same thing going from Villeside Clothing in particular to branding it to Villeside Customs?
So I've always envisioned it to be a full custom shop. The transition was difficult at times because I held on to Villeside so dearly because it has a special part of my heart.
And you being from there.
Being from there as well. You know what I mean? So, but I welcomed PAP because I understood that me bringing him in, and I understood his value because I was watching him as well. I know he was watching me and vice versa, but I understood the value he brought to the table. So I welcomed him in with open arms. But with regards to the question, Villeside Customs and Villeside Clothing was kind of an easy, hard transition, I would say. It depends. But because I was already doing custom apparel at that time. So it was actually easy. I would say it was easy.
It was easy. Okay. All right. Now, once y'all got it together, Villeside Customs, y'all moving with it. It's official now. How was the early process of it like? going? Was it tough? Was it?
It was tough. I'll answer this one first. I mean, it's one of those things like, because what it was we looked at something that was an opportunity and we were like, let's build on this. But we were starting from zero. And it was like zero, meaning like we had no money, but we were making sales and we were banking on increasing our sales and seeing the potential. There was a need for the service. So people wanted custom work, people wanted orders, but we had like to make some adjustments, like our pricing. And then also we didn't have like liquid cash just hanging around where we could make like investments. So we were doing like, like upon request. So orders made and we were like, all right, we'll make the purchase and produce your items and then we'll get it to you in a timely manner, which we still do till this day. But now it's more easier because now we have some inventory on hand. So certain customers that we were able to attain, like if they come today and they need something, we can make it happen because we have it on hand. Before it was like, oh, we could take you as an order, and then if you want, you could come back. But so it was hard at that point, and I feel like it was just the growing process, the question marks, and we still have question marks till this day, but we're just taking it with stride, and we're running a successful business that generates revenue daily. But it's one of those things where at first it was like, okay, there were days where we didn't make a dime, and we were just looking like, oh man, why didn't we make any money? Like, we were trying to figure out how to hit the streets. So we were going from business to business and interacting. So we definitely had it where we had a lot of question marks, and we still have the question marks, but they're different types of question marks now. But it wasn't easy, but we just didn't give up, in my opinion.
Same. So the same?
It's a little bit of the same, but I want to backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Go ahead. Tell the story,
Let me go back. So we've been in business for 8 years. So I was running the business for 5 years myself, but it was a retail business then. So basically that transition from retail, doing my own clothing brand and then doing Villeside Customs had like different stages. But the biggest challenge I would say is when we converted fully and rebranded to Villeside Customs, the issue was that we had a lot of hagglers. We had a lot of people, trying to beat us with prices. So we had to basically, I had to weed out all those, people just so we could obviously produce and move on with more and be growth. It's part of growth and just be a better business that way. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, definitely when I came in, the hagglers were there, but it was just one of those things like we ended up creating, like I said, a business. So we created set prices, and then at those set prices, if they used to get them lower, they'll bargain and see what they could do. But now it's one of those things for us. We just had to make decisions like right this second. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? How we should move in general moving forward. So it was a growth process. So we basically took time, saved every penny, calculated everything, and then once we made a decent amount, we were like, all right, let's make certain moves. And now inventory is like under control, and it's not like we have like boxes sitting inside of warehouses, but now it's enough to where our small business is able to take care of a company that potentially needs 20 items, 24 items. Someday, hopefully it'll be 1,000 items, what I mean?
Right.
So it's just one of those things like, and mind you, you would think like, oh, you need to be like doing 1,000 items to be making money, but you just got to pay attention and calculate and make sure you save the pennies. Don't throw away money. Don't waste money on unnecessary stuff. Like there was certain things like we took time before we got them like bags for customers. Like that's something that I'm looking at. I'm like, yo, look at the transition from no bags to potentially like shopping bags to like white bags to like black bags. So it's like the transition, it's like growth. Or even he has pictures of like the store and like the floors and our heating system.
So like prior to
I gotta show them to King Rube.
Yeah,
I gotta show.
So we definitely grew in steps. We took the steps and we made sure we didn't like kick ourselves in the head and like take the unnecessary steps. Because what happened as a business owner, a lot of people was like, oh, I need this, I need that, I need this. But if you're not there yet, like, take your time. I know you want to look the best up to par, but at the end of the day, if you don't have the demand, you will get bit. Like, you will get beat up. Like, you will take a L. Like, so it was definitely a lot, but we made it happen.
Now, was there any point in time while y'all was starting, did y'all think, you know what, I don't think this is it?
That's a question, I guess, for me, really, because he was, well, I mean, he does say, like, he did want to quit, but when I came in, it really was me who was putting the fire on everything, because I was like, yo, I was
Adding
working,
gasoline to the
yeah,
fire?
because I was working Fenway, and I was working Fenway and doing PAP, so I was doing my thing, and I was like, all right, I'm basically about to help build a new business and start a new business, so this is my first time partnering up with someone, a stranger, if you want to call it. So I'm like, yo, this gotta work. Like, I'm not about to like take a L and lose because we're not both on the same page. So I made sure we were on the same page. Or I just spoke to him and he was on the same page. And we were just looking at the numbers and seeing if there's an opportunity and understanding the business. Because we didn't necessarily say, oh, let's start a service business. It's like, we were doing something and we were like, oh, there's a demand here. So let's fulfill that demand and forget the retail. Like, we actually were back and forth. Like, do we do retail? Do we sell hats? Do we post hats, or do we post a dozen hats? Like, so those were the back and forths. And then I was just like, yo, this got to make sense for me. Cause like, not necessarily I'm not getting any younger, but I was just like, yo, I got to make sure this work. This got to be on point, because this is an opportunity that I could, go all in, put in the effort, put in the hours, make sure like we're doing the overtime if we need to, create the demand, and it happened. But I definitely had hesitation at the very, very beginning, like the very first maybe 6 months, maybe the first year. Who knows?
I felt it.
Yeah, he said I felt it. Maybe the first year, but it was just one of those pressures because I seen what he could do, and I wanted to make sure that he could deliver. So I was like, all right, yo, this is your hometown. This is what you want to build. But also, I felt like you wanted to be worldwide. And in my head, I'm like, no, Somerville's your hometown. Show Somerville love. And the love that they're showing you, and understand that there's something home instead of trying to like go everywhere. And then that's what I was trying to like stick in his head. And then I was like, yo, I wish I had that, because we live in Boston, Mattapan. And if you think about it, Boston isn't like small. It's like there's Hyde Park, Quincy, Mattapan, Dorchester, Roxbury. So I can't necessarily just come out here and be like, I guess I could take over Mattapan. I don't know, but but it's like I can't do that. It's not like I went to school in Mattapan. I went to school in Southeast. So, it's like I don't have that. And I was looking and I'm like, this is dope. Like, I wish I had this, because I would have did this. And I was like, yo, you have something here, an opportunity for yourself to build something. Even if it wasn't for me, it would be like, yo, there's something here. If you could see it and then I move on and you make it work for you, I was like, yo, pay attention.
I'm seeing Hollywood. That's it,
I'm looking.
So, once he realized everything, it just fell in place. And like, we're just doing what we do now. And showing love, I mean, the community shows him love. They show us love in reality, which is dope, because it's not like they're like, oh, he's from wherever, screw him. So they show us love, and
they adopted him.
Yeah, is that what it is?
He got adopted.
I was gonna lead into that. Like, so how's the like relationships been now? Like, well, obviously you being from there, you've had obviously folks that are familiar with you and stuff, but I guess more so for you, coming from over there now and you being cool with him, like
I wanted to piggyback on something just to end your answer. So I made it a point to lay out all the resources that I had at that time, especially so Mark could feel a little bit more comfortable. Like, Mark, I'm local. I know a lot of people. I know the mayor. I had a lot of connections in the city, just to show him, like, listen, we can make this work and we can be successful. So I just laid them out all the resources, and basically that kind of reassured him this is a good opportunity. Like, let's go forward.
Yeah.
He was the plug. He was the plug.
Yeah. No, he definitely gave me an understanding of everything. Like, he didn't keep any secrets or hide anything. You know, some people, like, they'll be like, oh yeah, this is it, this is this, and then you go and you're like, this isn't what it is. So he didn't do nothing shady or anything. So it worked out that way too, definitely. But for your question with the transition in Somerville,
like relationships, like how's it been like being there for some time now?
Like I said, for me, it's
Hold on, how long you been there for?
been like 3 years.
Man, good.
3 years, yeah.
3 years.
But the customers received me well. The biggest thing for me was understanding the Somerville community, like, you know, knowing certain areas. Like, there's certain things I tell Jabir all the time I will never be able to relate, but just having the knowledge has its value. But it's one of those things, like, they're their own community, and it's like once they walk in, it's like, you know, this family or you know that family. It's like it's a whole small community, and that's dope. I can't relate on that part, so I just watch and I just witness. And I make sure I provide the best service possible. But overall, like, yeah, everybody is just, you know, we're human. So it's like they show respect. They love what we're doing. We're a small business. Their city is small business oriented, and we're doing what we do. So, I mean, customers show me love, and that's it.
Now, how's it been as far as like business wise? Like now, like has it been moving as how y'all seen how it should move based on from how y'all started from the beginning to how y'all are right now? Like
I've honestly seen a lot of growth within, you know, both of us as business owners or as entrepreneurs. Let's say that because you don't know, like you don't know. There's nothing guaranteed in business. You know what I mean? So you go into it saying, you know what, this is a gold mine. Let's push it. Let's push it. Let's push it. But I've seen constant growth from year to year to year because I'm very observant and I make calculative moves as well. So I've seen just the growth within Mark, especially within myself, because I know I've had a lot of bad habits, unfortunately, but I've been breaking away from those. And so, I mean, I see growth, man. I see a lot of growth.
Yeah. And, yeah, there's definitely been growth. I feel like with business, 2020 was different because COVID just hit. I mean, COVID's still going on. So,
how did that affect y'all?
It kind of was like bad. So it's kind of one of those things where we just had to make the adjustment. And luckily we've been grinding and working. And that's where I say, like, us being aware and paying attention and making sure, like, we're not overpaying ourselves and, like, wasting money freely allowed us to be like, all right, let's fight through this and let's, like, transition however we can. So we made certain adjustments to survive. Now we got to try to make change and see what it really is.
I mean, the funny part is, like, our niche market has always been one-off pieces. So I noticed that once, like, COVID hit, you know, we weren't getting those bigger, larger quantity jobs, but our one-off pieces were still doing well because of our website and just how my foundation has always been, like, you know, we do one here, we do 5 there. We make it work. And I noticed our competitors were kind of doing the same thing. But I was like, you know, we've been in this lane for so long, so it kept us afloat for sure.
Yeah, so every company that was, like, doing all the, you know, the basketball, the football, the baseball items, they just came to our market and just started doing, like, one-off items. They're doing, like, obviously all the small T-shirt orders and, you know, small runs. And, I mean, you know, it is what it is. There's enough for everybody, I guess. But, you know, we just do what we do and make it happen.
Now, has the T-shirts or sweatshirt, are those, like, y'all biggest sellers in a sense of, like, as far as when people come in, like, hey, I want you guys to do this?
And yeah, it is. And it's one of those things we had to figure that out and brand it correctly, too. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to business, there's opportunities for everyone to be successful at something. What we did was we had several different types of business. Like this dude right here, he's, like, super talented, like, not to gas him up or whatever. First time I ever gassed him up, you know?
Tell him.
He's over here blushing.
He's
we
the
hate
man.
him.
He's the man.
But he's like, he has mad talents, and like he put him to work. So he was like doing car wraps, car decals. What else? He was doing like storefront signs. So he does mad jobs like that. Like I'm like, okay, this is stuff we could implement. So what we did was we figured out where we could get the biggest bang for our buck, and like we focus on that. So it was like hoodies and t-shirts, and we do embroidery. Then we implemented a whole bunch of other stuff that we can do in general, like car wraps, stickers, banners, store designing. So we do all of it, but our main thing is t-shirts and hoodies. But overall, we just have like so many talents. We make magic happen. But our main focus is that. And I mean, we're in growth too. It's just figuring out what makes sense. So we got plenty of ideas, and they're just waiting because we got to be patient because you don't want to put it out too fast and it flops, or you want to make sure you're focused after you fix this. So right now we're just focusing on new endeavors. And as you can see, we're making like different types of strategies. He's talking about TikTok. That's because I'm like
marketing,
on my
man.
TikTok run right now. I'm about to try to like
TikTok's
go
major.
in. So just figuring out how to build a brand and everything. We're taking it with stride.
So let me ask you. So from the beginning, I remember y'all was saying that obviously things are going to be slow. Y'all just starting from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
But now, as years gone by, now has it been moments to where like you're getting orders to the point where it's like, man, like we're backed up now, like like so.
Yeah.
Like going back and looking back at it, isn't it kind of like, now before we was on some like, where's this money coming from?
Yeah.
So now it's like, we got to really buckle down and get these orders in.
That happened this year. So what happened was we ended up like, we have friends that come and help us from time to time. They just come hang out and then they help us and show us love too. So towards the end of the year, around like
October, November, I would say.
October, November, we decided like, we need help. So we asked some friends for help. They came and they showed us love, and then like they helped us like periodically. Whenever we needed help, we let them know. So like we kind of like created a schedule opportunity, and they helped us do what we needed to do. So that was needed, because if we didn't have their help and if they weren't willing to help, we would potentially be screwed or backed up, because there was days or weeks where like, hold on, we might have to stay a little bit longer, but then eventually we just like asked like our friends, and they're real supportive. Driss Kid, make him do what it do.
Driss Kid.
So he came through, made stuff happen, whether it was like the little stuff, whether it was weeding, producing, and we just made it happen. So yeah, I think I see a promising opportunity. I see growth. We just got to be at it. We got to pay attention. We got to stay on our toes, because in a matter of seconds, our clients could get swiped from right under us, whether it's the online presence, because the internet is a whole drug and a whole chaos, or whether it's like social media, because a simple post from Custom Ink will have our customer like, oh, this is a bargain or whatever. So we just got to pay attention. And what happens is they'll give you a bargain just so they can reel you in, and then like tell you, oh, but this is what you really paying,
right.
because you actually want this and this. You thought you were gonna get it at that price. But
Clickbait.
Yeah. Then our customer will go and then maybe make it happen, maybe not. So we just gotta stay on our toes. But yeah, it definitely got like busy, and I definitely like the transition.
It got chaotic because I noticed like orders are coming in from email, from website, from calls, because I'm the main person that takes the calls. So I noticed that, and I made a major adjustment to my schedule. So our typical hours of operation is 12 to 8. I started coming in at like 9:30, and I was like, you know what, let me get to it. At least it gives me time to get in, process emails, answer them, check our order sheets, set up the day. So basically, when Mark comes in, it's just all set up and we're ready to go. And I got to a point where I told Mark, production is on me on the production side. So I told Mark, I was like, we need help. Like he said, we got some friends, we got the assistance that we needed, and it went perfect. It went perfect. It was perfect.
So what would you say is like? Sorry, what would you say is like the best best way to get in contact with you guys? Like, let's say if you can't get into the store, is it's the page? You got the phone numbers? Like,
just having our email address, which is villesideclothing@gmail.com, having a website, villesidecustoms.com, our Instagram, our Facebook, like we're active on all that. And it's one of those things like he's super active on like Instagram and Facebook. And then with the emails, I pay attention to that. He pays attention. So we're on point with what we do right now. It hasn't gotten overwhelming to where we got to delegate that task or hire someone to do it. But we still try to be as aware as possible. So we make sure we take care of the customers as soon as the messages come in. We make sure we don't do like 24 hours to respond. We respond as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's working out right now. So, I mean, the goal is to not be able to answer all the messages. So that way, that means you actually make it. So once that happens, then it's like, all right, we need a team and everything. But right now, I mean, we make sure we answer as much messages. We make sure, all the messages and pay attention. And so, yeah, VillesideClothing@gmail.com if y'all got any inquiries.
Okay.
Place those orders.
Okay, so now, given y'all said that 2020, Corona affected everybody to a certain degree or whatever. So now, even though it's still in place, but 2020 is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Now 2021 started. What, for you guys, what is y'all goal for the year?
For me, I had some time to think, and I told myself I had some goals for 2021. Most of them were just, marketing, doing better with our marketing, whether it's email marketing, whether it's, on our social media, just doing a better job of putting our faces out there, telling our story, letting people know what Villeside Custom is. You know what I mean? It's because you have so many other businesses out there. So you're competing, and our industry is very highly competitive. So it's like, you got to just stand out from the rest. And I feel like it's just us being authentic, being ourselves, telling our story. We'll just bring in those clients and people that will believe in our brand. I feel like
that makes sense. I mean, pretty much promotion for 2021. I've always been big on marketing, and then being that I was big on marketing back in the day, I have a good friend of mine. We used to combat like the whole concept of like marketing, because he's like, yo, you could get your money by doing certain things, which is like, like B2B and stuff like that. And he's 100% right. But I was the one who really liked the daily marketing of content. But I didn't really have proof behind that, like how it works or how efficient it was. Then I ended up actually not meeting in real person, but like finding a YouTuber or a content creator named Gary V or whatever the case is.
Gary V.
So he kind of broke down the concept, and he put the value where it's one of those things, content matters daily, periodically, and it's the aspect of building a brand longevity, like long term. So it's not necessarily doing it now to get money now. It's like, let's play the long game, and then like 40 years from now, it's like Villeside Customs is it, because all the work that you put in. But a lot of people are like, let's get to the money. And I can't even knock both ways, but also you gotta be strategic. So you gotta actually be doing the B2B so you can get the money, and you gotta put the money towards the marketing, so that way the marketing could work and you could run trials and errors, you know what I mean? So, but what people do is they get the money and they pay their bills. They buy yachts, they buy boats, they buy cars, they buy Balenci's, they do all this craziness. So that's where, I guess, with me and my boy, we clashed, but it was one of those things like that was the missing piece that I was missing, meaning like, no, you're right. I do have to get to the money and then take the money and put it towards the marketing. So I wasn't getting to the money like I really wanted to, or it was like certain question marks certain pieces that was missing. But there's 2020, 2021. There's plenty the main goal is marketing and increasing like our sales team. I think our sales team, which we don't have, is the thing because like we really got our sales based off our strengths, like daily posting, hitting people up. So now I feel like if we create a sales team, or even if it's us, to be honest with you, like we interact with people via giving them a phone call and telling them about our business, that will lead to the more opportunity creating a marketing funnel that's just consistent, and then like all them custom minks and stuff will be like whatever. So
adding cool calls to that as well.
Yeah. So just creating like a whole marketing, sales, what else in 2021? And that's it. And then after that, just working on our daily routines, making sure we're building ourselves as individuals, becoming the better us that we can be. You know, I go to the gym daily, eating healthy. That's just like regular personal stuff. But those are the things that allow me to go to Villeside Customs and not be a pain in the butt or walk slow or like, you know, fall on the floor because I collapsed because I ate a cheeseburger. You know?
So you like stay healthy to keep it moving.
Yeah, basically. Because
now you can live off of McDonald's, bro.
You can?
Just kidding.
I hear you. Nah, but I mean, yeah, just doing what we got to do, man.
Has there been a specific task or job or customized job y'all did that was like that stood out for y'all? That
I would go
somebody
for him.
asked?
You can answer that.
Man. I don't want to. I've done a lot. I've done a lot of jobs.
Yeah,
man.
he has. Yeah.
Man, what would stick out?
Positive or negative?
Both.
I mean, for me being there within the years that I've been there.
What's a positive?
Positive. I mean,
is it positive or negative?
No, because I mean, there's some jobs it's like whatever. Like I feel like the positive ones, it's just the end result. Once you make the t-shirts, they're all dope. Creativity is one of those things, like everybody's creative in their own way. So it's just being able to see someone put like a $sign on a t-shirt and they're moving it like it's hotcakes. It's like, that's dope to me. Then it's that's on a positive note because like I said, all our customers are like talented and creative and make it do what it do. And on a negative side, it's just like having a customer who has a lot of information but not a lot of understanding. So like customers might come and just ask about like screen printing, but they only want one item, and it's like the screen printing process is for minimums of like, you know, a certain run.
Mm-hmm.
So on a negative t-shirt that we've done, I can't really think of negative ones because all the t-shirts we make are dope. But I could say negative, in my opinion, for a t-shirt is when we make mistakes and we have to chuck up the loss. So like it could be the simplest like of typing the name wrong, and we're like, the name's spelled wrong. Yeah. So it's like, oh man, like, or missing something. But luckily we catch it before it ever leaves the store. But like, you know, I remember when we first started, like it was the stupidest things, like a t-shirt, we would like, I don't know why. It wasn't even we were doing it repeatedly, but I remember like you put a design on the back of a shirt instead of on the front. Or I would. Let me not make, because you was a pro the whole time. But like me, basically, because I like when I first started, I was like, let me be hands-on so I could understand the process, and then from there I could be like, you know, I understand the process, I see it from A to Z, so I can understand the difficulty and like, you know, be able to delegate or whatever. And I was like, all right, this is what it is. I put it on the back. Oh, all right, I didn't check the tag. So I mean, other than that, these designers, they're creative. Sometimes, you know, their creativity is unique and it's their creativity. So I can't knock no designer and be like, yo, why you put an alien here? Or how you come up with this idea? Like, that's their creativity. It might not fit my lifestyle, but I'm with it, you know.
As long as it's making the money.
Smoke, do what you gotta do.
Coming back to us,
basically.
You know?
I mean, for me, I would say for positive, so most of the time I'm making the end result. And I normally do this like, woo! Mark be like, what's wrong with this dude?
Mm-hmm.
Then I show him. I'm like, because sometimes it's just once I finish pressing the design and it looks fire to me, honestly.
It is.
So once you hit woo, it's a hit.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Mark's be like, yeah, force it. I'm like, nah, it's a hit. You gotta come
You don't
see
believe
this.
it?
Yeah. I believe in it.
You know, it's like the things that I've been able to do with multiple colors, I would say, that's one thing. Multiple colors, the detail of the design itself is another thing. On the negative side, like mistakes, obviously, we hate those. I think, it's going to happen, right? Human errors there, unfortunately. But I would say on the negative side, maybe the customer dialogue. So you want to please everybody. I mean, you want to make everybody happy. Mm-hmm. And sometimes the customer on their end, they don't really understand the magnitude of what it's going to take to actually produce this. You know what I mean? So when it has like multiple designs or details, placements, like you got front, back, both arms, your leg. I mean,
I think they might not care sometimes.
Customers always right.
I mean, they're always right, but
they might not care.
They don't.
But I mean, at the end result, my form of sanity towards that is just making sure their price is always right.
So basically, you're like, you paying this? All right, we can work on it.
And that's what I told him, because I'm like, you can't like be like, what are you doing? So it's like, as long as you're comfortable with the price, we just gotta take on the task. But I ain't even gonna lie to you. Sometimes we've taken on tasks and we're like, God damn, like this is what we gotta do. Like 100 T-shirts of in-house production where it's like
5
the type
colors.
and we took it on, but the price was right. But
so is it one of those like, you gotta put everything aside and be like, we gotta
go. Yes, you do.
Yeah, that's happened a couple times, but you gotta do it. You gotta do it. I'm just thinking about those moments, man.
So are those like one of those where like you like it because it's the money, but at the same time it's like shit. It
comes a time where it's not even about the money. It comes a time where it's not even about the money.
The work,
because the work got to get done. The work got to get done. You might be tired. Every day is different.
It's assembly line, man.
Yeah,
it's an assembly line concept. I got to be on the computer. I got to set up the design. I got to print it out. I got to weed it. Then separate them and then press it. That's crazy.
Yeah. So y'all need to take a couple shots before y'all.
Man, listen. And I think that's where we work good too, because having the understanding that this isn't easy. There's gonna come days where he comes in and he's feeling some type of way because he's tired or not well rested, or when you come from the gym like you're sore or whatever, and it's like, damn, I don't want to put in these hours, but I got to show my face, but I'm really here, but I'm not there. I pay attention, or I'll do the same, and then I'm just like, I don't hold him accountable because I know what he's capable of, vice versa. Like,
so y'all pushing each other in
exactly. Yeah. Respectfully at that. Like, we're not like, yo, what are you doing? Da, 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 da. Like, every day we got to come here and be slaves and da, 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 da.
But we hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
Big time.
We hold each other correctly accountable. You know what I mean? We make sure, because at the end of the day, we have a bigger goal at hand, whether it's like to build more Villeside Customs, to give more people opportunities, to create other businesses within this business, whatever it is, we don't know. But we're just taking it in stride, one step at a time, and then like implementing new pieces. So Villeside 2.0 coming soon.
Let's do it.
So I have a question. So I know when you said like when you're making certain designs or whatever, and you have the finishing product, and you're like, when you see it and it's great, you're like, yeah, this is it. Mm-hmm. So with Cruise and Views, did y'all do that?
Oh man,
listen. For Cruise and Views, there was an instant gratification kind of thing.
Tell them what Cruise and Views is.
Let me tell you. Hold on. Listen. Hold on.
Oh yeah, this is his house.
Yeah, this is his house. We're gonna put it on him.
Oh man.
But I was what did I tell Mark? I told Mark I was happy for Rube. You know what I mean? Because I know Rube is like 100% a supporter of Pretty Authentic People. You know what I mean? Their clothing brand. He's a supporter of Villeside Customs. He supports, man. I notice what he does. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And when Mark was like, "Yeah, I'm about to do this Cruise and Views for Rube," I'm like, "What? For real?" I was like, "Let's make it happen." I mean, that was my reaction. I was like, "Wow, let's do it."
Yeah, and the results was great.
Oh man,
winning. Ain't a millionaire yet.
No.
No, but you gotta tell us about Cruising Views. Let's switch it. What is Cruising Views, King Rue?
No. So basically, Cruising Views is a slogan, I guess, or a term where it's like, cruise is like everybody got little crew, friends, or whatever. Everybody has that. For the I won't say everybody, but mostly everyone has a little crew that they hang with. So that's inevitable, like that. Speaks for itself. And then as far as views goes, I always looked at it as far as like when everyone's away or if they're on a trip, they're doing this, nice scenery. You always see people show the views of whether it's the ocean, the trees, anything, So I feel like everybody has a crew and everybody loves views or whatever. So I just put
views.
I just put two and two together.
Make sure y'all go on Villeside Customs and grab that.
Yeah. These are the brains behind making it happen.
Yeah. Now, when producing Cruising Views, we was like, yo, this is lit. Just the whole process, from beginning to end. Like I said, putting it on our website, seeing the push for it, seeing the support, doing the daily deliveries, the packaging, the production. It's dope. So keep it up, man.
Yeah, people I noticed people are receptive to it, man.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Thank you, folks. Everybody holding it down, trying to do their thing. Of course, y'all too. Y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all the machine behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man, one day at a time, man.
But okay. So, lastly, for you guys, so given the fact that y'all said y'all had y'all goals for 2021 or whatever, so what's y'all biggest goal? Like, do you want it to have where I know you just said Villeside 2.0? Like, do you want multiple stores? Do you want to
I mean, you heard Mark. He said, "I want to go worldwide, man." You heard it today.
Here we go.
But gradually with calculated steps, I want to be, known, worldwide.
Okay, so you're on the same boat. So
nah, I didn't say that for me. Yo, keep me right here.
Villeside Customs 2.0 coming to Mattapan.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, he said it, but for me, I mean, the biggest goal is just create something that's accessible to the world and make the world happy. So like I said, what we're doing is we're providing a service where you could get shirts for weddings, you could get shirts for birthdays, you could get shirts for your business. So if we're able to help people build what they need to, especially small businesses, being that we are that, even on a bigger scale, if we were to have 7 or 8 or 9 stores, you see how high those numbers are? If we were to have that, I still want to be able to keep that fundamental, small business aspect. Of course, there's growth and it is what it is, but just being able to do that on a bigger scale would be dope to me. And then other than that, just creating a successful business is all I really care about. I've been really just sitting there and evaluating myself personally and just trying to tell myself it's not all about the money, you know what I mean? Not even trying, telling myself that. So it's just understanding, having financial literacy. So just being able to do a podcast tour for Villeside Customs is lit to me. I got the YouTube going on, I got stuff going on. So it's just where would I want to see Villeside Customs? I want to see probably the Villeside brand being a thing. So it's we sell Somerville merch in Villeside and you could only get it from Villeside. That's dope to me. So even expanding on that part just for Somerville. And I don't know if it expands for other locations too. It is what it is. You could visit it then. But that's one thing. Turning PAP into its staple that's supposed to be as a streetwear brand or what else?
Silly Rabbit.
Doing what Silly Rabbit does, man, acting silly and just building having fun throughout the process. So that's my thing behind it. I know you always got to take business serious because in a matter of seconds, it could be errors and you could learn, make mistakes, tax situations, all the unfun stuff, but making it as fun as possible. You know what I mean? So even with the TikTok aspect or the TikTok is going to be the fun and the LinkedIn is going to be the fun, serious.
Yeah.
Serious. You know what I mean? I want it to be the fun, serious. I don't want it just to be the professional part behind it, because it is the professional side, but the people in the professional world create this like aura that is not, that I don't really like, if you get what I'm saying. Now, I've always been a chill person. Like, I live my life just chill. So I feel like I should be able to stand next to the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar business and just be chill with him. But no, he's Mr. Multi-billionaire, and like,
stone face.
so yeah. So it's like, I just want to create that comfortability, and I'll forever do that with the business. But within that, there's a plus and a minus behind it. Obviously, the plus, you'll be who you are. You're true to yourself. The minus, the multi-billion-dollar company might look at you and go straight to that company who's creating that multi-billionaire fake visual. So by me creating the true brand, I feel like maybe that CEO will come to me and just be like, yo, you're just genuine. I mess with you. And if not, I just get my bread how I get it. Live my best life. But yeah, Villeside Customs, website, competing with like big companies, big multi-million-dollar companies. Like, I keep saying custom ink. I think I said it like maybe 3 times
Custom
on here.
ink.
Custom ink, all the printfuls, print on demand companies.
Print on demand, Shopify.
Stop! You trying to compete with Shopify?
Yeah, man.
My bad, OG.
Yeah, man.
No, not Shopify, but yeah, all the big companies just like, doing what we do, at least in our community. And then if it grows bigger, I'm with it. Let's take it. We'll take it and go from there.
Full stride.
But yeah, and then like I said, PAP needs to make at least 6 figures, 7 figures yearly. That's the goal in the upcoming years.
Let's do it.
I'm with that.
So, all right, last question. Mm-hmm. They say that relationships mean more than money, making money. Do you guys believe that?
I used to always tell Mark, I don't do this for the money. He used to look at me like I'm freaking crazy. But I told him,
say that.
I told him,
he's a clown.
Don't do it for the money.
From my neck.
Because we learn from each other, So I understand the value of money. I get it with business. You need that. That's the running, that's the blood, for that engine for your business. To inject money into that business, it's going to grow and grow. Yeah. So yes, I get that we need money, but I think it's more important to build a relationship with somebody I don't even know. Yeah. I don't know Mark. I don't know him. I met him. I seen value in him. And, our relationship grew from there, so it's like, I think the relationship part is way
valuable.
Way more valuable, I would say. Because money comes and goes. You know what I mean? Money comes and goes, just like we do, but I feel like relationships are more important.
And I'll agree with that. But I definitely was confused for a very, very long time. And, I don't know when it changed. I don't even know if it really changed.
It did.
But I have the complete understanding of it.
I think they both go together.
Yeah, and I feel like it changed, but
I think you understand it more.
I understand it more. Yeah.
Because I had to drill it in him, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I'm like, he's like, what? You know what?
And I think it's because one of those things where I felt like I wasn't a people person, so I felt like maybe it's just the way I was, my surroundings or whatever. I just was like just chill and to myself, and I'm like, I see how everything runs and operates, and I'm like, yo, people aren't real. Like, people like fake. Now, don't judge me and bash me for this, but this is just how I felt at the moment, and that comes with growth. You know what I mean? You become aware, and then now, like I said, I went to Somerville, and I'm seeing Jabir show love to everybody. Like, like you said, showing love to everybody. It don't matter who you are. Like, you could be a regular person. You could be a homeless. You could be whatever. Like, and he was just showing them love. Like, so I'm like, this is dope, and I'm like, this is genuine. But in my head, I'm like, yo, let's get to this bag.
Right.
Like,
because you're looking at it are you looking at it more from a sense like, all right, we're coming here, doing this, get this money, get this work in, we out.
And I still fight with myself too, because like sometimes I'm like, I want to switch and say yes. There's the aspect of genuinity where it's real, But sometimes I'm like, yo, these people are just using me. Like, so I go back and forth all the time. And I don't know if I'm wrong for that. I don't know what it is. You know, I don't need no therapy session. I'm gonna just figure it out myself. But
he needs a therapist.
but I definitely understand relationships and I value it and I see it. And you know, I just take it in stride, man. I definitely respect our relationship. I love our relationship. We have our relationship.
We gotta make it work. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you know, it's like it's the yin and the yang. I'm not saying Mark is bad, but it's just you know, we have two different personalities. I'm more bubbly, they would say, people person. You know, I love people. I love to engage. I feel like communicating with somebody heart to heart is like it's important to me because I feel like once you do that, then all the barriers, you break down all the defense mechanisms, all that stuff. And then you get to the core of this is a person, you know what I mean? At the end of the day. And then on the flip side with Mark, he's seen that and he's seen the effect of that. And he's learning and he's adjusting, you know what I mean?
It's growth.
Because it's growth. He has his personality. That's his personality. I can't change him, you know what I mean? But he does really well with the customers and it's great, honestly. Yeah.
No, I definitely understand it and value it. And then, like you said, it's my personality, so it's me. I'm not trying to even say it's me that's the bad guy or whatever, but it's me that might cause that person to act how they act towards me because I'm whether standoffish or look like I got a mean face or whatever. And I'm super chill, you know. You'll see that on my YouTube video. Let me stop.
You want to where watch that?
Go watch my YouTube video, Villeside Customs. We got the Mark Kendi Jean one. We got 2 YouTube channels, so. I'll be out here vlogging every day, you know, doing what it do. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I definitely mess with people.
You sure?
He don't hate y'all. He don't hate y'all. He don't hate y'all.
He love you guys. He love you guys.
All right, so I mean, I feel like you know that was great. You know, y'all broke everything down and.
Yeah, be great every day, guys. Be great every day. Yep, that's the motto. That's the motto, man.
Mm-hmm. Y'all about to be great right now. Y'all about to go make some millions.
You know, shop.
Make it happen. You know,
Monday through Saturdays, 12 to 8 pull up.
12 to 8 pull up.
12 to 8.
You know? I have a burning desire. Thanks for listening to us, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, support these guys. Pretty authentic conversation. You know what I mean? They started. I remember when they first started the first episode. You know, I have the sneak peek because Mark does the editing at the store. So I'm able to listen and chime in and be like, wow, that's dope. You know what I mean? And it's a great podcast. You know, look out for our podcast tour. We're going, you know, we're in not state to state, but podcast
not
to
yet,
podcast. Not yet. Podcast to podcast.
Yeah. No, I agree. Now, I got one last question for Rube. Do you think a Villeside Custom podcast would be lit or not?
You mean like the tour or
no, a podcast? We're doing a tour right now.
Oh, but like
a podcast.
Yeah. I don't see why not. Like y'all should have it like right in the shop, like you know,
lit.
Depending on like whoever people y'all know, y'all done business with in the past, owners, whatever. Have them come and see, like learn from them, like something y'all may not know. Like
that's valuable.
That's true. See, building, man. It just came in my head right now. Like I was like, hold on. Yeah, you're right.
You know, or do some with the people that help y'all.
Yeah.
Some of y'all friends, you know, people from Somerville, you know.
Yeah.
Come up from the ground up.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
it's just.
Now he'll get gas. Yo, the episode will be crazy. Every episode will be crazy. Like. The mayor will listen. The president.
You know,
crazy in that city.
I mean, you have it there. Have it in Somerville. Bam.
All right, we might have to do that too, and we might have to make him come.
Of course, he has to come.
Come out there.
He has to come.
I'll definitely come. You know, for sure.
He's the equalizer, man. You know what I mean?
You know, come.
So y'all just keeping me busy, man.
Oh, we have to.
You need the bag. You gotta get to the bag.
Let me stop. All right, man. So thank you for coming on, Jabir. You know, we gotta get to work. You know. And
I want to give a shout out to y'all.
Shout out to
where can we get y'all?
Yeah, shout out to Villeside Customs. So I'll let you do all the where you can get them.
Shout out to Villeside Customs. I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Now visit us on our website villesidecustoms.com. You know, look at us. You know, follow us at our Instagram page, our Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. be on the lookout. We're doing a podcast tour.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming.
All right. So we're gonna end it there.
Yes, sir.
So this is your boy King Gino,
Your boy King Rue.
and this is the Pretty Authentic Conversation podcast, and we are out. Peace.